Welcome back, race fans. You already know what this is. You're looking at Kevin Rose reunited with the legendary Crunch Chief. And he's going against Sam Hall in that wildly successful 250 Testarossa. Enough with the talking. Let's get straight to the racing. And we're off. Looking pretty even going into the spiral, and the 250 takes the lead. Kevin spins out. He's trying to gain the speed back, in reverse no less. Sam pulls it off 8.941. And just like that, the series starts off swinging already with an unexpected win from that Ferrari. It just keeps getting better. Very even. This time the 250 gets the lead once again. Crunch Chief does not spin out. Follows him into the box. Holy crap. 8.754. Absolutely bitter moment as Kevin once again loses Crunch Chief. And this time to a Ferrari. Not a Caravan. I suppose that's more dignified, actually. Match 2, Race 1, Sam Hall looks to continue his massacre. This time, going for another wildly successful car, Efren Ramirez's Lumina Stalker. We're going to see how this is going to play out. Turbulence enters the spiral first. The Lumina with a hard charge coming up behind him. She was close, but not close enough to count. 8.250. Certainly one of the closer races that you've seen Turbulence have. That Lumina seems to like the high side of the track and can make up ground quite quickly. It is a 60-plus gram car, so it is nothing to take lightly. Let's get it. Into the spiral to go. Once again, the Lumina all over him, but cannot make the move. And Turbulence shuts yet another legendary car out of the competition. Just like that, another legend on the trailer. This car may say De La Special in that gold writing, but it should be probably nicknamed the Grim Reaper at this point. Jordan B hanging on pretty late in the game. You may remember this car as knocking out Tom Spanner's Watson. His opponent that he decided to call out is Kevin Rose of the El Camino. Kevin, once again, is pretty spiteful probably after watching his pickup truck get picked off yet again. So let's see if he's going to end up with a Can-Am car to put in its place. And the El Camino takes the lead coming out of the spiral. The Shadow is drafting him. The El Camino puts on a burst of speed, though. Crosses the line. He's below 9s. 8.980. That's 3, round 2. Off we go. This time the El Camino takes the commanding lead into the spiral. Jordan B loses a lot of speed from a sideways slide and has appeared to have stalled. Kevin puts it firmly in the box. We're not even going to look at the time. You already know what this is about. I don't believe I'd call the Shadow exactly a consolation prize in comparison to the Crunch Chief. In fact, if I were Kevin, frankly, I'd just be pissed. Match 4, round 1. Hutch in the red F50 taking on Katie in the Charger Stalker, who's probably pretty sorely disappointed after losing her Mercedes in the last video. The Charger takes a jump coming out of the gate, comes into the spiral, they're side by side, they're switching positions, the Ferrari comes out ahead, but the Charger's making a last-ditch attempt. Hutch pulls it off in a pretty tightly contested 9.9. And so the lanes are switched. Katie hoping to pull off perhaps a slightly better car than the Charger itself with the Ferrari. Let's see what happens. And they're off again. Actually, the Charger taking and maintaining the lead coming into the spiral. Remember, she only has to beat at 9.953. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, actually. She hits the same trap speed. 9.653. She beat Hutch. After beating the literal shit out of that Ferrari the first race and slowing him down enough that his win was pointless, Katie ruthlessly took that very likely superior car right off of Hutch's hands. Match 5, round 1. Both of these guys looking to stay alive in competition. Hutch with the Viper after just losing the F50 in the previous video. Taking on Sneaky Bob, that heavy Roadrunner. Let's get it. So far pretty even, and the Viper takes the lead in the spiral. The Roadrunner is drafting him. A little bit of bumper tag. Roadrunner with the slide. The Viper almost gives it up right before the line. 10-0. Match 5, round 2. Who's coming away with both of these cars? And who's going home in a basket? We're finding out right now. This time the Roadrunner gets ahead on Hutch. Hutch is behind him. Gonna be down to the wire. The Roadrunner comes out with a slower time. Hutch stays in the running. And just like that, Hutch becomes a Mopar man. And we finally have Sneaky Bob being vanquished from competition. Six, a tale of two more drivers trying to stay in the competition. Both of these being one-car guys. We have Willie make it in that Cop Camaro. Jordan B in the Twin Mill. Let's see who's walking away with both cars. Willie make it taking the early lead. The Twin Mill's trying to stick with him, but Willie is putting on the advantage. Crosses the line. The Twin Mill finishes the lap right after him. 9.7. Round 2, the Twin Mill 2 on Ultra Hots. Unfortunately, not running so hot themselves. Willie just needs to keep another race like his first, and he becomes safe once again. And sure enough, Willie does take the lead. This time the Twin Mill is sticking a little bit closer. But in the end, wow. Was that some aggressive stuff or what? Willie pulls her off though. Well, on the plus side, Willie didn't need to be hospitalized after that epic win and crash. Match 7 is beginning to look like a revenge race. We have Steven versus Trent. These two have had quite a few tangles in the past between them. Trent having lost the Copperhead early on in the competition to Steven, and Steven just recently losing the GT40. Let's see how this goes. The Monte Carlo takes the lead. The Silverado Stalker with a big burst of speed at the end, but not enough. Wow, one hell of a wreck. Monte Carlo throwing it down with an 8.5. Lanes are swapped, cars are wrecked. Let's do this thing. Trent once again with the lead coming out of the spiral. This time Steven nowhere is close. Trent ripping off a pretty wicked 8.4. Look at that. Showing in the late stages of this competition that he's not to be taken lightly either. Positioning himself quite well, running mid-8s in that Monte. Finally, match 8 is going to prove to be a nail-biter for at least two gentlemen. You have Daryl Edwards, who inherited the caravan from a random drawing of over 60 people, versus Efren Ramirez, who's clinging on life support after losing, finally, that Lumina from so long in this competition. Whoever walks away with this is going to have two pretty damned awesome cars. And off we go. And the caravan takes the lead. The 360 not giving up, but it's all caravan going into the box. Who would have ever thought you'd see a caravan beat a Ferrari, but 8.8 says it happened. That's it for Efren. The man solidly had two extremely well-balanced cars in this competition. And he lost one earlier in this video. Will he be knocked out finally? Or is this for Daryl Edwards, who also is only a one-car owner by pure luck and fate? They're side by side, then the caravan comes rocking out of the spiral, and then loses it. Efren puts it in the box, but will it be fast enough? 9.3 says no. Efren is knocked out. There you have it, the knockout competition proving to be a cruel mistress to our wonderful racers in our series. To Efren, best luck in the next one.